So meanwhile, on the other end of the spectrum, not the game of the week in the Big 12, is the Red River Shootout up in Dallas between Oklahoma and Texas. This also almost feels like an afterthought to me at this point, which is a little strange. So the loser of this game is going to have 3 losses by the second weekend in October. So whose chair gets a little bit toastier? Is it Sark or is it Brent Venables? And is it too soon to even say that Brent Venables would be on the hot seat? What do you guys say?
Go ahead, Kurt.
I think it's way too soon to say that Venables would be on the hot seat at this point. Guys, he's a defensive coach. Defensive culture is so hard to install. He is leaning as hard as he possibly can on Jeff Lebby for that offensive install. And honestly, except for the Dylan Gabriel injury, it's not going terribly for them. The offense has been very good. It's just they let Kansas State off to a hot start, and that first quarter doomed them. They let TCU off to a hot start, and that first quarter doomed them again. And so the defensive culture is just so hard to install. I mean, I don't know what I don't remember what my expectations were of Oklahoma. This isn't far from it. Maybe 10-2, so 9-3 would be a little bit shocking. I would think that Sark's seat would start getting warm if he lost this game, simply because Texas fans are kind of delusional. Honestly, I don't really think that this is any different than what we were all expecting from Texas this year. I think 7-5, 8-4 would have been considered a good year because Quinn Ewers has had a grand total of 0 snaps of college football when this season started. But he's played well. That injury didn't help, but it is interesting, like you said, Brice, just how uninteresting this game is on Saturday.
Yeah, no doubt. It's an afterthought. Johnny, what do you say?
Yeah, I don't think either coach is going to get fired this year. Now, if Sark has another mediocre year, I think he could very well get fired next year. But yeah, I don't think Venables is in any trouble. And I do think he's a better head coach than John Blake.
That was a rough era of OU football.
What a reference.
But you're right. It's not a very interesting game, unless maybe you're just a fan of the two teams. But yeah, it's not like a high profile game.
I can't imagine that hordes of OU fans and Texas fans are just making the trip up or down I-35 for this one. Well, I mean, they'll the Cotton Bowl will probably still be full, but not like it's been in some of those matchups. And I think I completely agree with you, Kurtis, about Texas, that to me, this is about what I expected. I think the problem for Texas was almost playing Alabama so close and having everybody sort of drink the burnt orange Kool-Aid. And now, everybody's like, Texas is back. And no, Texas is Texas.
Right. And then they follow that amazing performance against Alabama with a wet fart of a first half against UTSA. The most Texas is back moment ever. You lose to arguably the preseason favorite to win the national championship, or maybe not even arguable. And then you come out and you in the first half against UTSA, and you're tied at the half against a team from 80 minutes down the road that you should be beating the doors off of, because I mean, you're the University of Texas. They're a Conference USA school.
If we have a clip show at the end of the year, that wet fart is going to be on.
Hey, Brice, this podcast is a little edgier than most of them.
Oh, yeah. You get Quillin on here, and you never know what you're going to get.